Conditions could hardly have been any better for the 66 men who lined up for the 2019 ITU Tongyeong World Cup on the beautiful South Korean coast. Helle Geens of Belgium wearing the number 1, but surrounded by a very strong field of podium contenders on the start line. The 750-metre harbour swim was spearheaded somewhat predictably by Slovakia's Richard Varga, but rising Chilean star Diego Moya, Canada's Matt Sharp and Spain's Antonio Serrat were all in touch heading into T1. That quartet had opened up a useful 20-second lead over the first few kilometres on the bike, but the pace was already on behind them as the chasers quickly got organised. And it was an almighty train of 50 athletes giving chase. In there, McElroy and McDowell of the USA, with Geens and João Pereira of Portugal too. As they swept down from the hill for the first time and hit the hairpin, the leaders were now well in sight of the swarm. From that point, the lead was gradually eroded away until they were caught at the end of lap 1 of 3, 54 athletes, including all the pre-race favourites, and happy to sit tight. Only Pereira rolled the dice from then on, and he was soon caught by McElroy, Geens also moving into position, having been 40 seconds back out of the water. And as the athletes poured into transition for the second time, those three were perfectly placed to mount their challenge for the medals. It was Pereira out first onto the 5-kilometre run, Geens and Spain's David Castro right on his heels, Eli Hemming and Max Studer pushing hard to not let the front group out of their sight. Things soon spread out. Geens' challenge the first to fade on lap 1 as Castro began to ease through the gears. At the bell, there was little to choose between the front 9. Then the two Americans, McElroy and McDowell, stepped on the gas. Castro was able to hang tough as Studer then fell back. Just when it looked like a three-way battle for gold, McElroy pulled away, accelerating beautifully off the final hill to earn some precious daylight behind him. Meanwhile, McDowell and Castro were locked into a tussle for the silver, neither willing to cede any ground in the chase for the second spot. While McElroy was able to hit the blue carpet and soak up the final 100 metres of his first World Cup gold medal, it was Castro who had to dig into his reserves, summoning a huge final effort to grab the silver. McDowell home for the bronze in another incredibly high-speed Tongyeong World Cup.
You know, on the run, there's not a lot of key markers, people kind of telling you what the gap is. So as soon as I saw the TV, I knew I had a little bit of gap from 4th, and I knew like right away in the last K that I had a podium. And then as soon as I kicked it up on the hill, excuse me, came flying down the downhill, separated a gap, and didn't look back.
The race is very hard, the swing fight, in the bike the people is nervous, attack slow, and the run, the hill is very important. The group is break in the hill and the downhill, and I'm very happy with the second place in 2015. Second also, and I'm very happy.
You know, it's just all about positioning because it's quite tight, and especially that run, in a way it feels like a track race. I mean, you're on a surface that's actually like tarp, so it's like all about just position and being smart and using your energy when you need to and wait for the end. And so luckily I had enough, and I felt like I was pretty prepared for this, so I just had to come up and just do the job. All the work was done before I came in.